Hello, welcome to the city of Tokyo, right before a typhoon. This is crazy. Just the other day we had a tsunami warning, we had an earthquake up in Russia, we had all through July warnings that there was going to be a mega quake happening here in Tokyo, and today we have a typhoon that's inbound, so don't worry, I'm in a safe place. I just saw a jogger going by here. There are people out and about. It's on the way. It's supposed to hit tomorrow. Probably around 4 p.m. we're going to be taking our laundry in from outside the balcony and inside, so make sure it doesn't fly away. I've seen over the course of my 25 years in Japan, people put their futons outside in the sunshine to dry. Some people forget there's a typhoon coming, and I've seen futon on people's roofs the next day. It's pretty crazy, but hey, that's typhoons in Japan. You look, the sun's starting to come out. We have bands coming. This is another thing with the typhoon. We're just starting to get the influence of it from just this morning. Yeah, thanks for, somebody else writes in here, love the hat. It helps to show the wind. This flies around here flopping. This is Typhoon number 9. I want to take some time and talk about typhoons in Japan. Now, in Japan, we don't typically name our typhoons. We know them as number 9, 2025 or Reiwa, whatever year it is. I think it's Reiwa 8, number 9. So this is Typhoon number 9 in Japan. Nobody knows this Krosa. I don't like naming typhoons. I have to be honest. I came to Japan. I'm like, why don't Japanese do it like the way we do it, which is better? We should name the typhoons so we can remember them. And I said, well, look, after Hurricane Andrew, which devastated Florida, like I wouldn't want to name my kid Andrew, and I would probably look at people named Andrew and be upset at them. I don't know, little things warp people because there's some strange people out there. Trust me, I know about that, right, Peso? So look, basically we know this as Typhoon number 9, but you can call it Krosa. That's what the international media is going to be calling it, like that. But there's a severe tropical storm. It's not a typhoon. I guess it could pick up strength. We really don't know. It's darting towards Tokyo, but it's interesting though, because the path of it, here I'll show you. So this is the Japanese Meteorological Agency's website. I have it bookmarked. I'm constantly looking at it. You can see the typhoon went through Ogasawara. It's now hitting or influencing weather in the Tokyo Islands. It's going to hit Shirahama, what is that, Tateyama in Chiba there, and the coast of Chiba, and then it's just going to say, nope, I don't want anything to do with Tokyo. I'm going to just go towards the Pacific and head towards Alaska. But you can see that the path of it looks like it's not really going to hit Tokyo, but you don't know. We just don't know. And that's the thing with typhoons. They're predictable more so than earthquakes are. But we live in Japan. We're used to typhoons. We're used to the way that the weather works here. It's just weather. As people in the UK say when you go there and you get crummy weather, say, it's just weather, mate. Well, guess what? In Tokyo, in the summer, this is part of it, which is why if you're thinking about coming to Japan, between the middle of July, the typhoon season starts in like May. You might get typhoons, but they're not as powerful. They start really brewing around the end of June, but I'd say by the middle of July, you're in typhoon season. So if you're coming to Japan by like July 10th to October 1st or October 10th, around then, I would make sure that you're going home a day early in case your flight is canceled or delayed because of a typhoon. You might not be able to get to work in time. I tell people in the summertime, take an extra day. You're probably going to need that for the jet lag anyways, but there's a high chance that flights are going to be delayed or canceled at Narita Airport tomorrow as a flight goes overhead. Maybe not so much now, but let me put it to you like this. This is the first flight. I've been here for a little bit. The first flight that I could hear. There's a flight in the clouds. Haneda Airport is in that direction. So there's probably not a lot of flights coming in here. They might be delayed or even canceled, especially coming in, into Haneda. It's gonna be a really bumpy ride. We got really strong gusts of winds. And then it comes out with the sunshine. It's really odd weather. Typhoon weather is not anything like anything you've ever seen before. You'll see the bands. You'll see like sunshine. The sky will be freaky sometimes. Of course, when the wind is heavy and there's high velocity, you want to get off of the streets because it's not just the wind, it's other things that are blowing in the wind that can hit you. My biggest fear is to have a sign blow off and then just, and that scares I've had nightmares at night, like where I wake up in cold sweats, getting hit by a sign and a typhoon. But look, they are dangerous. They are something that you should be concerned about. And any traveler to Tokyo, you should know about typhoons. And you can see Tokyo Bay is pretty quiet right now, but a lot of stuff has been canceled. I didn't see Space Boat yet. Oh, there it is. So the space boats, the boats are running right now. You can see on Tokyo Bay. The winds are not that strong yet, but they're going to pick up around 4 p.m. I've been told, and by tomorrow it's going to be, you know, we just don't know if the typhoon, you know, takes ships it, decides like I don't want anything to do with Tokyo. It's going to be making that turn. It's a nasty looking. It does look nasty, doesn't it? Look at that thing. This is what it was this is what it's going to look like at 9 p.m. tonight. On the 1st, right now it's August 1st, it's Friday. That's what it's going to look like at 9 p.m. I mean, the weather agency says that it's going to hit the coast and then veer, but at 9 p.m. tonight, definitely we're going to have some strong winds. I already got some water and I got some food that we would need for Saturday in case we don't go outside. So we're prepared for the worst, but we're hoping for the best. WRX Turbo is in the house. Hey. It's crazy though. I get my news, believe it or not, from here. We can pull this up here. So this is from the Japan Meteorological Agency as well. Let me see if I can show you just a little bit. The data is from there. I think this is from maybe perhaps from Yahoo. Yahoo is still a thing here in Japan, even though, you know, a lot of you out in the West it's not anymore. Yahoo is a big deal here, but you can see they show in the typhoon movement, and it's supposed to move up. It'll rake the side of Tohoku. So if you're in Sendai, I guess you could expect some rain on the 2nd and the 3rd as well. If you're up in Morioka, you might get some wind as well up on the coast. The Shinkansen might be delayed. We're really not sure. We would call this a typhoon because it originates in the Pacific, is what I'm told. A cyclone will originate in the Indian Ocean, and a hurricane originates in the Atlantic Ocean. So that's why the naming of it is the way it is. But tracking that, it certainly looks like it's a powerful one. You know, the news does a really good job of keeping us informed. The thing with these typhoons is that it does impact everything, especially on the islands, on the coasts of Japan. The surf will be up. You can't really go in the water. This is the time where the beaches are packed, so it impacts the businesses out there. Nobody's on the beach this weekend, so it's a weekend lost. I don't know what Sunday's gonna look like though. Sunday could be fine. Japanese summer, this is, I can tell you this information here because it freaked me out when I came to Japan, because I got angry. I said, look, it's freaking hot in September. Why the heck, and does anybody know in the chat, why the heck would you close the beaches on September 1st? That there's still summer going on. Get out, like at least until like Labor Day or you know, until the middle of September, the beaches could be open, the water's warm. What's wrong? Why wouldn't they want that economic thing? The reason why they closed the beaches in Tokyo, in Japan, at Zushi and all the other places is because of jellyfish. It's just too bad. The waters are so warm, the jellyfish come into the shore close by, and you can't even go in the water. There's so many jellyfish in there, and they sting like crazy. So nobody goes in the water, not because the weather is cold. It's because the water has just too many jellyfish. So it's just something maybe you want to be concerned about. You'll see people wearing wetsuits, not to stay warm, but to protect themselves from the jellyfish. If you've got kids, certainly something to consider. Have a coffee imagining you standing in strong winds like that meme video of the meteorologist measuring wind speeds. I went to school with a storm chaser at Ohio State. He's a really good guy. We went to school together. We both lived in the same dormitory. We had a couple of classes that were in common. Geological. I remember Geology 101. We were in there. We used to tease a girl that was in front of us, flick rubber bands in her hair. I'm talking about the great Mike Bettis. if he's out there. Mike also went to Ohio State University the same time I did. He was a couple of years ahead of me. The microphone seems crackly. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully it might be just because of the, I'm putting it inside my jacket because the wind is real strong. There's not a lot of options for drinks out here. Personality of a brick wall. Yeah, Mike, oh, Art Jones knows him. Mike is great. He's in college, he was such a popular guy. All the girls were always checking him out. I was too young, I guess. I don't know. I was just like 18, 19. He looked like a grown man by his junior year, Mike Bettis did. So he's not really good drink options here. Although I've noticed in the Dido machines, there's a Demon Slayer drink, ice latte. So that's also really interesting. I haven't seen that before. I'll get something maybe at Odaiba after this. Odaiba's in that direction. You can see the sky is extremely ominously looking, like something is coming. And the clouds are moving quite quickly, aren't they? Can zoom in on it. They locked down the city right now, and all that has today stopped because of the winds. They've locked down those cranes and have cables on them so they don't fly around and hit stuff, which is crazy. I did come here by bicycle. Are there any questions? I don't want to draw this out too long, but I don't know if I probably can't do a live stream tomorrow because I'll be inside. Maybe I'll take some Q&A from you guys. We'll do a travel tomorrow. We'll do a travel episode talking about your trip to Japan for the summer, perhaps. A lot of people coming in August. If you want to, you can leave a question in the comments below. I'll address that in the live stream tomorrow. I'll probably do it from home. Who knows what the weather's going to be like tomorrow. If the typhoon comes and says, you know what, I'm going to go north, then maybe I'll be out. I really don't know. That's the fun thing about it. Do people go surfing during typhoons? That's a good question. The answer is one that probably you don't want to hear. The answer is yes. There are people that are sometimes out there. There are some crazy people. And there's nobody to police it. You just go out there. You have to do your own personal safety check. There's some rain falling, just some spots you can see. There are tourists out here walking around. I'm guessing they're tourists because I don't think normal people would dress so colorfully. Japanese usually have very subdued colors. I don't know. Tourists are more, hey, what's wrong with a little rainbow? That's my son's favorite color, rainbow. I love rainbow color too, actually. But it's just, like if I wear a rainbow colored shirt, I'm not an activist, I'm not trying to send a message, but if you wear rainbow stuff, you're sending a message. I don't even like Adidas or Nike on my shirt, so it's kind of, I just love rainbows, so. So who doesn't like a damn rainbow? It's beautiful. Okay, so I'll take a couple more questions here before we sign off. There's some good thing. We get a lot of tornadoes in Indiana, so they get them in Japan. We have had tornadoes. There have been some reported, but not nearly like what you do in the Midwest. I remember in Ohio, we would have Wednesday at noon, we would have tornado sirens going off, warnings to tell us. And I saw a tornado a few times in Columbus when I was going to school at Ohio State, but I didn't see too many of it, not like in the heartland of America, but the tornadoes. The way that the weather works in the U.S. with the cold coming from Canada and the warm coming from Mexico down in the south, the Gulf of Mexico. That's why you get the tornadoes, from what I understand. My limited meteorological knowledge, but I think Mike should be. I wonder how to get in touch with him. Mike would be the one to ask, so you could Google him, and I'm sure just Google Mike Bettis and tornado, and you probably have some tutorial. Yeah, he's a good guy. I can't wear that much anymore. Like you said, people think I'm trying to make a statement. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to. I don't want to make a statement when I just want to be me, right? I don't want to do, oh, you know, although I got so many friends that you know are gay. I don't want to talk about it so much because I don't like politics in this stuff. But you know, the rainbow flag we should be able to just wear the rainbow flag, and it should just mean the rainbow flag. And it's hard, but I like it. Wear more orange. Peso, you would love that because it takes us back to the hitchhiking days, which are much simpler times. Here's a live shot of Tokyo. This is Tokyo Bay. This is one of my favorite spots here, overlooking the bridge. Gaga Goobers, I love it. It's really beautiful, and I'm not making a political statement. It's just all the colors. I teach my son about how you mix the colors and you get different colors, and it's amazing to him. So with his crayons, he's always trying to make new colors, but it always ends up as black the more he mixes, or brown. And I said, that's part of it, buddy. I said, look, rainbow, we're all mixed up, and that's it. All those colors. Look at that guy fishing there. No, not the best day for fishing or recreational boating, but it's still early. I think we're going to see more wind starting in about 3 hours from now. So this is a real safe time. I wanted to do it in the morning too. This is the last stream of July for the U.S. and I like to end on a windy note, I guess you could say. But it's not hot. This is the other thing. Okay. So there are some benefits to the typhoons, okay? Typhoons usually are not super dangerous. Usually they'll become tropical storms by the time. It's like a typhoon that gets to New Jersey. By the time it gets to New Jersey, it's usually a tropical storm and just dumps a lot of rain, which in itself has a lot of problems and dangers involved, like you know, flooding and things like this. New York City's been hit with tropical storms and the subway is flooded, which is awful, mixed in with all the stuff that might be floating in the subway. Ugh, you don't want to mess around with that. That's why you don't swim in the East River, I guess. But but Tokyo is the same way. We get tropical storms that just dump a lot of rain, not so much for the wind, and that creates other issues. However, when we have a typhoon the next day on Sunday, and if you're in Japan, this is my advice to you, go to a lookout place. Maybe Tokyo Tower. Maybe I'll do that on Sunday. Go to Tokyo Tower and you will see, maybe not Tokyo, maybe Skytree is better. Go to Tokyo, hold on a second, sorry for the fast movement. Go to Tokyo Tower. It's coming in the view right now. There it is. You can see how it's just, Tokyo Tower is just now surrounded by taller buildings, right? Go to the observation deck and maybe you're going to see such a beautiful clear view. Typhoons usually wipe out all of the clouds and clear the sky. Oh, here comes the rain. Here comes the rain. Holy smokes. Okay, we're getting a band right now. Starting to get rain. You can see it's hazy. You can't see so much going over to the Skytree. It's getting harder to see because of the rain coming down. But that's part of the weird weather here. Part of the weird, oh, there's a plane. A plane just took off. That is unexpected. I'm going to say, there it is right there, you see it? I'm going to say that a lot of planes are going to be canceled. I guess they're trying to get some flights out. Now it's hidden in the clouds. You're not gonna, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be canceling a lot of the flights. Oh, the wind has really picked up. The wind, oh! Whoa! It's a very powerful, it's a very powerful feeling. The thing is, all right, you look at this side of me right now. Do you see this? Do you see this? Now watch it. Hold on. Look at the sky over there. Look at this view. And look at that view. It's freaky. And the sun is coming. The clouds are moving in this direction, so we're gonna have sun in about 45 seconds. This is what's so crazy about typhoons. Right? It's pretty crazy. But you can feel the power of it. There's a ship going out right now. Sometimes the safest place is also getting out to sea. I don't know. Some boats might not want to be here. You just have to keep commerce going. You have to keep business going. You can't stop just because of that. It's very unique, right? It's like Florida, right? It's in Daniel. Exactly. All right, I don't want to go too long into this. If you have any questions about Typhoon, please leave them in the comments below. I'm really appreciative of that, and I'm going to probably do a Q&A tomorrow. If you're a Patreon supporter, I'll be doing a Q&A as well for our Samurai supporters, and I'll discuss any questions that you have, and tomorrow might be one of those days to do something like that. If you leave a question here, I'll try to find it and try to answer it in the live stream tomorrow back home. There's no reason to go out in a typhoon in a dangerous situation. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer that about travel to Japan. I know a lot of you rely on only in Japan for that information, and I appreciate it. All right, guys, take care. Stay safe as the sun comes out. Holy smokes. The sun's out now. I can see my shadow. The weather changes on a flip of a coin. It's like that. All right, stay safe. I'm gonna get back home. I don't know. Maybe I'll go to Odaiba and get a coffee before heading back home. But if you have any questions, I love to hear from you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Matane. Thanks as always, WRX Turbo and Personality of a Brick Wall. I appreciate it, guys. Matane. Ooh, it's hot in this jacket.